Hi. So this is the login page of the CMMS system. So I have configured the administrative functions for the spinning mill as I have understood. So I'm just logging into the system and I'll explain to you some of the features of the administrative systems. So on login, you can see the administrative features is very modular. You have organization setup, you have operational or function setup, and this equipment monitoring is something a future roadmap item. I will not explain to this now. Then we have our workflow setup and communication setup. So I'm just going to the organization setup where I define the various sections of the organizations. So basically, I have created a organization ABC Mills with Udamal Pet as a unit. And within that unit, I have various divisions. So the divisions could be cleaning, preparation, spinning, OHTC, compressor, humidification, whatever it is. So all these data I had got it from the Excel sheet which was shared to me. And then moving on, we also have the departments. These are departments which do the maintenance work. So I have created two departments for instrument and electrical. I have also created some of the users for the system. Around 10 users I just created for the system for the usage purpose. I have also mapped which user belongs to which department. I have just configured that. And if there's any vendor who is providing a support, AMC or warranty on equipment, we can configure that. So we have just created some sample vendor. And for all work orders which are open in status, we can classify it into these 5 buckets. Open, it could be actually open, on hold, work in progress, waiting for spare, waiting for shutdown, or pending with the vendor. So it will be classified automatically by the system into these 5 buckets. We have something for mail server configuration. This is basically required when you want the system to send out automated emails to various stakeholders based on various conditions. If conditions could be new work order issued or work order closed or assigned, whatever it is. So for that, you need to define the email ID and configure the system. So these are basically some of the features of the organization setup. Now I'll just go to the operational setup. So here, basically what we are doing is for each of the unit and division, we need to configure. So this system is for maintenance. So tomorrow, if you want to extend the system and develop something else for incident management or any other application, you can configure what is a function for this. So now here, I'm just defining maintenance management as a function. And I define the various roles. So here there will be operations manager, maintenance staff, department head, and there are 2 reserved roles: primary contact and secondary contact. All work orders which are issued, which are sent to the department first level supervisor. These will be the primary contact, and the secondary contacts are the technicians within each department who will actually execute the work. So we can also configure the role members basically. So you can see this guy has been configured for operations manager. So similarly, you can configure these are the primary contacts and so on and so forth. And you also have a team. For example, the team is basically, it could be a instrument or electrical or the technicians basically who are actually executing the work orders. So I have created electrical and instruments. And I also, similar to operational role member, I also created who belongs to which team. So I have created for each unit some 2-3 users who are a part of this team. So then I also divided the plant into various locations, and under each location I can define various equipments. For example, now I have defined some sample equipments based on the data which I have received. Example, for spinning we have carding, simplex 1, 2, 3, LD2 drawing and LRSB drawing 1. I have created some of these sample equipments. And I've also defined some of the sample problem codes for failure. So these are the causes for failure. So there could be many more causes, but I've just created some for demo, some 4 causes: calibration error, bearing temperature rise, sensor damage, and lubrication issue. And these problems could be different for each department. I have created only for instrument. It could be anything else for some other department. And to track the cost, what I've done is I've just given manpower cost, material or spare part cost, production loss, and other cost. Depending on the customer need, you can configure it the way you want. And lastly, you have a frequency-based task creation, which is nothing but your cleaning, inspection, lubrication task. So again, I have created some sample data from whatever data sheet I have received. For example, blow room maintenance to be done. So if you take this task, this is planned for every once in 3 months. And I've just given the last date of maintenance as 1st April. So automatically after 90 days, this system will prompt the user saying that this is due. Similarly, if you see simplex cough buffing to be done. So this is another task. This is again once in 90 days. And if you take this carding yearly PM check to be done. So once in 365 days. And this is once in 60 days, 6 months. Carding PM checks to be done. So like this, all the tasks, whatever you have, you can configure it here and the system will automatically prompt it. And the user can update the status of these tasks after he completes it. So next I will explain to you about the workflow setup. So I have already created a workflow called MMS for maintenance management. And now I will, the next step of once you define what is a workflow, you will need to configure the workflow. So once I choose the workflow, you can see there are various events which are created. I will explain to you what it means. So when you click this, this is the flow chart which is displayed for the maintenance work order. For example, if you can see raise work order from the system, raise frequency based preventive maintenance from the system, and raise condition based work order from the system. And you review and analyze work order by the operations manager. The operations manager can either have the following options. He can either move it to shutdown, put it on hold, cancel the work order, or work order can be approved. Once the work order is approved, what happens is it goes to the department. The department primary contact sees this and then he assigns it to the secondary contact to the staff, who can then put the work order on hold or then resume it, and it can even complete the work order and close the work order. This is a simple workflow which we have created for demo purpose. Based on your need, you can vary this, modify it as appropriate. And these flowchart I have created into a sequence of events. Basically, you can see event 1 to 10, raise a new work order, review and analyze work order, approve work order put on hold, move to shutdown. Whatever you saw in the flowchart is displayed here. So as an event. So next, what I do is next sequences I sequence the events basically. Whatever events you saw, I am just sequencing them into logical order. So you can see after event 1, the next event is event 2, which is review and analyze work order. After event 2, the next event could be event 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, which is basically the operations manager can either approve the work order or put it on hold or move to shutdown or cancel work order. So after he has approved the work order, it goes to the department head who then assigns it to the staff, right? And then after, if the work order is put on hold by the operations manager, he can then again, after when the appropriate time is there, he can approve it. Like that, you can sequence all the work orders and ensure that as per the workflow, it is configured. So here you can see the next step of workflow configuration is you have all the events which are listed here. So I'm just defining what is the status of the event at each event. As the workflow progresses, work order ticket progresses, it is first in the new state, then it is waiting for approval. Work order is approved. It could be on hold, it could be moved to shutdown, or it could be cancelled. Then it could be assigned on hold, work in progress, and closed. And for each of these status, I have just put the reporting status, that 6 tickets: open, on hold, work in progress, work waiting for spare, waiting for shutdown, or pending with user vendor. So I have mapped all the status to in progress status to these 5 or 6 buckets so that it is closed. Only thing is, for new and closed status, that reporting status will not be there. And there are other events where if you want the workflow to, the design is very strong, where if you want to move from one workflow to another workflow, it can easily go, right? And then if you want to have a switch off SLAs and clocks and things like that, you can even have that. And lastly, I also configure who has access to which event for update. So for example, if you take operations manager, he has access to raising a new work order complete, review, analyze work order, approve work order, or put it on hold, move to shutdown, or cancel work order. Right? Next, if you go to the primary contact or the department head, he can assign it to the work order, to the staff, put it on hold, or resume work order, and he can also raise a new work order. And if you see the secondary contact, which is the technicians who are doing it, they can also raise a work order, they can complete the work order, they put it on hold, or resume the work order. So based on each role, you can do it. And lastly, you also have a priority for the work orders. It could be high, medium, low. And classification of work orders could be condition-based, preventive-based, breakdown, maintenance, and a whole lot of things. And lastly, this communication setups, I have not configured it for the time being, but the main purpose is you can have various conditions defined. For example, I can put condition ID 1. I can tell that this is a new work order created. So this could be a mail which could be sent to the operations manager saying that there's a new work order which has been created. So the second condition could be a work order assigned. So so whenever work order is assigned, automatically the system will send this based on this condition. It will send out an email, and for the email we can create a standard template saying that I'm not created here, but again you can create it, and the same template, it will fill up with the parameters and then send to all people in this distribution list. So you can create condition 1. So you can tell to whom it should go. So it will go to the operations manager. That's it. And if you want CC to maintenance staff, but here it is not required, but I'm just giving or department head. You can create that. And then you can save it. So the system will automatically, based on the conditions, it will send out the emails and ensure that the communication is properly maintained. So this is on whole, we explains about the features of the administrative features, and I'll share similarly features of the work order management and the analytics shortly.